Emily Carter sat cross-legged on her couch, the glow of her phone screen casting a faint light across the dimly lit living room. Outside, the Los Angeles skyline pulsed with Friday night energy, cars rushing down Sunset Boulevard, the hum of late-night cafes, distant laughter echoing from rooftop bars. Inside, her apartment was quiet, almost too quiet. She swiped left. Another profile. Swipe left. Another gym selfie, another empty bio. Then she paused. Daniel Reed, 35. Dark brown hair, warm hazel eyes, a smile that seemed both effortless and confident. His profile wasn't cluttered, just a photo of him hiking in Griffith Park, another at a wine tasting, and a short bio, entrepreneur. Lover of art, travel, and spontaneous adventures. Something about him felt different. Should I? Emily hesitated, twirling a strand of her chestnut hair between her fingers. After her messy breakup last year, she had promised herself she'd take things slow. But lately, the loneliness had crept in like an unwelcome guest. She swiped right. Within seconds, it's a match. Her heart gave a small, involuntary jump. Daniel, hey, Emily. I'm glad we matched. You seem like someone who appreciates good wine. Am I wrong? She smiled. Smooth, but not over the top. Emily, you're not wrong. A glass of Pinot after a long week is a must. The conversation flowed easily, travel, books, a shared love of hiking Runyon Canyon. He suggested they meet for dinner at a little Italian place in Silver Lake, close to her apartment. Daniel, how about tomorrow? 7 p.m.? I know a place that does the best truffle pasta in town. Forward, but charming, she thought. And for the first time in months, Emily felt a flicker of excitement. As the chat window closed, she glanced at the clock, 12:14 a.m. too late to overthink. What harm could one date do? The next evening, Emily stood outside La Vita Nuova, a cozy Italian restaurant tucked between a bookstore and a wine bar on Sunset Boulevard. String lights draped across the patio flickered against the warm September night. She adjusted her black dress, smoothed the hem nervously, and checked her phone. 6:58 p.m. A silver sedan pulled up. Daniel stepped out. In person, he was even more striking, broad shoulders under a tailored jacket, the kind of presence that made people glance twice. He smiled as he approached. Emily? You look even better than your pictures. Flattery already, she teased, though a faint blush crept up her cheeks. Inside, the restaurant buzzed with soft jazz and clinking glasses. They were seated by a window, candles casting soft light over their table. The first glass of red wine went down easily, loosening the tension in her chest. They talked about her work in graphic design, his supposed startup in digital consulting, her love for old movies, his fascination with vintage cars. He listened intently, asked questions, made her feel like the only person in the room. And yet, something in his eyes. Not cold, just watchful. Calculating? Halfway through dinner, her phone buzzed, a message from Jessica. Jess, where are you? Please tell me you shared your location with me like I told you to. Emily ignored it for now, slipping the phone back into her purse. Daniel noticed. Everything okay? He asked. Yeah, just my friend being overprotective. He chuckled. Good friends are rare. But tonight, you deserve to just enjoy yourself. Dessert came, tiramisu, 2 spoons. As they stepped out onto the street, the city air was cooler, the neon signs casting sharp colors on the pavement. Let me drive you home, he offered. She hesitated for a second. Then nodded. Sunlight streamed through the blinds, striking Emily's face like a sharp blade. Her head throbbed. Her mouth felt dry, as if she had swallowed dust. She sat up slowly. Her bedroom. The clock read 9:42 a.m. She didn't remember getting here. Bits and pieces floated in her mind, the drive, Daniel's smooth voice, laughter, then darkness. She checked her phone. 2 missed calls from Jessica. 1 message. Emily, are you alive? Call me the second you wake up. Emily forced a chuckle, trying to brush off the unease creeping along her skin. Maybe the wine was too much. Maybe I'm just out of practice. She stood up. Her purse lay on the chair. Wallet inside, phone inside, keys too. Nothing missing. And yet, her favorite silver bracelet, gone. The one her sister gave her for her birthday. Her stomach tightened. She opened the fridge, searching for comfort in a cold bottle of water. On the counter sat a small white card. She didn't remember leaving it there. Had a wonderful evening. Let's do it again soon. D. His handwriting was neat. Too neat. She should have felt flattered. Instead, she felt watched. Her phone buzzed again, Jessica calling. M? Finally. What the hell happened? You didn't text me. I was this close to calling the cops. I'm fine, Jess. Really? I think I just drank a little too much. Or maybe you went out with a serial killer. Emily rolled her eyes, but the knot in her stomach didn't go away. Jessica Nguyen sat on her cluttered kitchen counter, laptop open, coffee going cold. She reread Emily's text, I'm fine. Don't worry. It didn't sound like her. Emily always sent a smiley, an emoji, something. Not this flat nothingness. Jessica opened Tinder on her own phone, typed in Daniel Reed. Nothing. No profile, no trace. She frowned. Too perfect to be true, she muttered. Her journalism instincts were kicking in. She had covered enough local crime stories to know that in LA, bad things often wore expensive jackets and charming smiles. 2 days later, her newsroom received a press briefing. A missing woman, mid-30s, last seen leaving a bar in Echo Park with an unidentified man. Jessica zoomed in on the blurry CCTV still. Dark brown hair. Tailored jacket. Her stomach dropped. She called Emily immediately. Em, it's me. Listen, send me his number. Last name, anything. Jess, you're overreacting, Emily replied, voice tight. He's just a guy. We had dinner. Dinner, then blackout, then a missing bracelet? Doesn't that scream something to you? Emily hesitated. I don't remember leaving the restaurant. Jessica closed her eyes. I'm calling someone I know at LAPD. Just, don't meet him again. Promise me. Silence on the line. Then, I promise. But promises in Los Angeles were fragile things. Detective Sarah Mitchell stood beneath the harsh fluorescent lights of the LAPD homicide unit, scanning the file spread across her desk. Another woman. Another dating app. Another night where the trail went cold after a charming stranger picked her up. The missing woman's name was Laura Hastings, 34. Last seen leaving a wine bar in Echo Park. Same area. Same pattern. Her partner, Officer Mike Ramirez, leaned against the doorway. Third one in 2 months, he said, shaking his head. Different names, same story. Sarah tapped her pen against the file. No body, no crime, at least, that's what the DA keeps saying. But I'm not buying coincidence anymore. Her phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. My friend went out with a guy named Daniel Reed. She blacked out after dinner. I think he's involved. Jessica N. Sarah's eyes narrowed. Well, looks like our ghost left a footprint. That evening, Emily sat on her couch, trying to distract herself with a movie, when her phone lit up. Daniel, miss our dinner already. How about this weekend? Same place? She hesitated. Part of her wanted to ignore it. Another part needed answers. Detective Sarah Mitchell met Emily in a quiet corner of a coffee shop off Melrose. Emily looked pale, restless, fingers wrapped tight around her paper cup. I'm not saying he did anything, Emily whispered, but I lost time that night. I woke up at home, but I don't remember how I got there. Sarah slid a photo across the table, the blurry still from Echo Park. Is this him? Emily's throat tightened. Yes. That's Daniel. Sarah nodded slowly. His name might not even be Daniel Reed. We've pulled 3 different aliases linked to the same number. Women vanish. No bodies. Just, gone. Emily exhaled shakily. So what do you want me to do? Don't block him, Sarah said. Talk to him. Keep him close. We need a trail. That night, Emily stared at her phone screen. A new message from Daniel. Still thinking about that night. Dinner Friday? She typed back. Sure. Friday works. As she hit send, a cold weight settled in her chest. This wasn't a date anymore. It was bait. Friday night, 7:15 p.m. Emily sat at the same table at La Vida Nuova, the same candle flickering between the wine glasses. Only this time, she wasn't alone, not really. Outside, in an unmarked car, Detective Sarah Mitchell and Officer Ramirez watched the entrance. Daniel arrived precisely on time. Dark jacket, faint cologne, the same disarming smile. You look beautiful, Emily. She forced a smile. Déjà vu, huh? Dinner was smooth, too smooth. He asked about her week, her family, her favorite places in the city. She answered, but her mind raced. Every gesture, every word felt like a rehearsed act. In her purse, a tiny microphone hummed, transmitting every word to Sarah's earpiece. After dessert, Daniel leaned closer. How about we skip the nightcap at the bar and have a drink at my place? I've got a bottle of Syrah I've been saving. Emily's pulse quickened. This was it. The moment. Sure, she said, voice steady. Lead the way. As they left, Sarah started the engine, tailing them through the glowing streets of Los Angeles. Tonight, the hunter might finally meet the trap. Daniel's apartment was immaculate. Minimalist furniture, expensive whiskey on the shelf, framed black and white photographs of places Emily couldn't name. The city lights spilled through the windows like cold neon veins. Nice place, she said, scanning the room for exits, for anything off. He poured 2 glasses of Syrah, handed her one. To second chances. They talked. Or rather, he talked, about his startups, about trust, about how dating apps are a jungle. She sipped slowly, mind alert. Every word felt like a test. Her phone buzzed. A silent message from Sarah, stay calm. We're outside. Daniel's eyes flicked to the phone. Expecting someone? No. Just my friend being paranoid, she lied. Minutes passed. Sarah's car outside suddenly lost signal, the GPS tracker Emily carried went dark. Inside, Daniel smiled. You know, Emily. I almost didn't swipe right. But something told me you were worth the effort. Her stomach turned. Why me? His smile didn't reach his eyes. Because you looked easy to trust. Emily's fingers brushed the stem of the wineglass. Her mind screamed, now or never. I should go, she said, forcing a light laugh. Early morning. Daniel stood, blocking the doorway. So soon? You haven't even seen the view from the balcony. He stepped closer. Too close. Emily's heart pounded. Daniel, move. His eyes hardened. You shouldn't have called your friend. Before she could react, he grabbed her wrist. She twisted, knocking over the glass, shards scattering across the floor. Outside, pounding on the door. LAPD. Open up. Daniel froze. Emily wrenched free, darting toward the noise. The door burst open, Sarah and Ramirez stormed in, guns drawn. On the ground. Now. Daniel's smile faded for the first time. Daniel Reed wasn't Daniel Reed. His real name, Aaron Keller. 2 prior arrests for fraud, sealed files in Nevada, a string of missing women tied to him from San Francisco to San Diego. In the interrogation room, Sarah watched him sit, hands cuffed, expression calm. "You're done, Aaron," she said. "We found your storage unit. The bracelets, the phones, the IDs." He tilted his head. "You can't prove what you can't find." But this time, they had enough: the hidden cameras, the residue in his wine, the pattern too precise to ignore. Emily gave her statement, trembling but resolute. "He made you feel special, like you were chosen. And then he erased you." Weeks passed. The headlines faded: dating app predator caught in LA. People swiped again, matched again, forgot again. Emily moved apartments. New locks, new number. Nights were still heavy sometimes, dreams darker than before. But Jessica never left her side. Over coffee one morning, Jessica asked, "Think you'll ever go back online?" Emily smiled faintly. "Maybe. But not tonight." Outside, the city moved on, as it always did. Late one night, Sarah Mitchell scrolled through the database. A new report: woman missing in Phoenix. Last seen with a man using the name Eric Kane. Same smile. Same style. She closed the file, jaw tightening. Predators don't stop. They just move.